this life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.
Now it takes us to our last topic, Brian, and I'm gonna really lean on your expertise here. But it goes something like this: Ronda Rousey, your former bantamweight champion, one of the most successful fighters in terms of stardom, certainly in UFC history. Ronda Rousey went on Steve O's podcast, and on this podcast, she said a number of things. Now I have familiarized myself with them. She talked about WWE, saying she liked the artistry of it, the theater, but she called it fake fights. And worse, she said, if I'm going to be making this money, and even though I'm working part-time, I'm gone 200 days a year, I don't need this money if I'm going to be living a certain lifestyle, and I have to do it in front of these, and this is the word she used, ungrateful fans. Brian, here is my central question about all this, which I just can't quite figure out. Why is she doing this? Is this some wrestling angle, or is she just a malcontent no matter where she goes?
All right, right when it happens, you're like, man, this is validation of why we shouldn't like Ronda Rousey, the person. She sucks. And look, she handles things horrifically from a PR standpoint in the face of any type of loss or pushback. What has happened since this? We saw a female wrestler, Nia Jax of WWE, come out and basically put out like an F Ronda tweet. I can't wait to get back in the ring with her. Yes, I'll do the job and make her look good because that's the only way she'll look good, but I'm going to have pleasure in being the first to kick her ass, blah, blah, blah. Right when you read that tweet, you're like, oh, wait, are they working me? Is this an old Carney trick so that when she does come back to WWE, and just to let everyone know, a little more than a year ago at WrestleMania 35 was her last match. She stepped aside, under the precipice of wanting to start a family, and there'd been rumblings the last 6 months that she's really getting that itch to come back. So is this the beginning of a heel turn for her within the wrestling game, right? What's the biggest heel move you can do? Turn on the fans by ripping them, and then rip the entire structure in the business and basically act like, I'm a real fighter. I'm better than this. That actually makes sense storyline-wise if you're a day-to-day, week-to-week WWE fan, because WWE has wanted for a long time to cash in on this angle, which is the original 4 horsewomen, Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte Flair and a bunch of other stars that came up through NXT together against Rousey's 4 horsewomen, who, of course, we know her old MMA training partners who now wrestle in WWE, Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir. So if that's the build to get us there, then it kind of makes sense. But if that's what this is, then it's like yawn. It's either that and it's lame, or it's real, Luke, and you're like, holy crap, is Ronda soft? And I look, I don't pile on Ronda. I don't try to put on the head kick and the head movement and do all that and rub it in more. Her social media videos are cringe. I don't need to see that close of a look inside her kitchen with Travis Brown. But if she's actually really putting this on the fans when she was propped up and put forward in such a positive light by WWE, and the only time the fans really got on her was in parts of that rise when she was just plain brutal on the microphone. And by the way, if you didn't watch her in WWE, she was incredible in the ring. A natural, had her own unique style, incredible, pretty cringe on the microphone, as you might expect. That's when some of the fans turned on her. But if that's like the real case, Luke, it's like, wow, another strike against me really not just being completely done with the Rousey brand at this point.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, again, this is why I would rather have my balls dropped onto a bear trap and then have to deal with the consequences of that rather than watch 5 seconds of pro wrestling. But this is what I don't understand. What is wrong with the idea of her being the villain, right? Because even if this is not real and this is all just a setup, I mean, what she pulled at UFC 207, the various things she said at other times to just kind of piss a lot of people off. As somebody, Brian, who naturally pisses a lot of people off, I understand my brethren when I see them. If you're Vince McMahon, why wouldn't you actually lean into that? Like, to me, that might be more authentic than just like this undue adulation for, yes, a talented physical competitor, but for somebody who, kind of hard to like.
Well, they will eventually. If like what came out of that tweet was the idea of, oh, she's never going to go back now. She's happy at home. Why would I do this full-time style? That's what really leads me to believe that this is a work, because anybody that watched her in her 1 year plus there, she wasn't that great as a babyface, as a hero. Again, great in the ring, not good on the mic. Who was she in her UFC prime and Strikeforce prime, Luke? A heel as a personality against all of her competitors with the resting bitch face, all of that stuff. So she would be so much better as a heel in pro wrestling, which ultimately leads me to believe this is a work. She actually loves the business, Luke. Like, loves it. I don't believe she would turn on it that hardcore publicly so quick. I believe this is more of her thinking she's getting people.
Well, this is why I don't watch pro wrestling, because it's dumb. Okay. Well, with that, I'm just being a shithead. Sorry.
Hoppa's going to kick your ass, Luke. And I'm going to be
Yeah, I
there.
know.
Todd Grisham and I are going to be there to watch it. By the way, I can't believe you no-sold how good that round was that I watched with Grisham in his basement. Travis Brown, Arlovsky, round one, the thing fire. And you're just like, yeah, I think it was
It's
all
okay.
right. Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. It's not that great.
This life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.